He was supposed to be the happiest man alive. He wasn't. After 11 years of waiting, of silent prayers, empty nurseries, and nights neither of them talked about, Chinedu's wife was finally pregnant. The celebration was immediate, unstoppable. His phone exploded. Neighbors appeared at the door with gifts. His mother wept openly. Even people who had quietly distanced themselves for years suddenly remembered their address. But Chinedu didn't smile. Not once. Everyone assumed it was shock. "It'll settle," they said, too busy rejoicing to look closely. But Amara looked closely. She noticed the way his laughter came a second too late, the way his eyes settled on her stomach, not with wonder, but with something she couldn't name, something heavier. One night, she asked him directly, "Are you happy?" He turned. "Of course I am." Too fast, too smooth. She nodded, but something inside her shifted, quietly, like a door closing in a house you thought you knew. They hadn't always felt like strangers in the same room. Once, they were that couple, the ones who danced in the kitchen over nothing, who argued playfully about food, who fell asleep tangled together like the world outside had no claim on them. At their wedding, friends joked, "Bring us twins next year." They laughed. They believed it, too. Then the years began to pass. 1, 2, 3, 5. The questions turned into whispers. The whispers turned into pointed silences. And by the 7th year, the verdict had already been delivered. Quietly, cruelly, without ever being said to their faces. It's the wife. Every time Chinedu heard it, he shut it down, firmly, finally. "My wife is not the problem." But at home, behind closed doors, Amara was disappearing from herself. She smiled in public. She turned her face into the pillow at night so he wouldn't hear her cry. There were days she avoided mirrors, days she felt less than whole. One evening, after a particularly brutal family gathering, she said the words she had rehearsed alone. "Maybe you should marry another woman." His answer came before she finished the sentence. "Never. I didn't marry you for children." She broke completely, and he held her like he could hold her back together. But pain doesn't disappear when you hold it. It builds, quietly, until one night, it doesn't. It was an office party she almost didn't attend. She went anyway. She drank more than usual, more than she ever had. Not to celebrate, to stop feeling, just for one night, the weight of everyone's expectations. The music grew distant, the voices blurred, faces became unclear. Then, darkness. She woke up the next morning in her own bed, head pounding, body heavy, memory incomplete. She told herself it was just the alcohol. She had to believe that. Weeks later, she stood in the bathroom staring at 2 lines. Positive. She ran to Chinedu with the test in her trembling hand. "I'm pregnant!" expecting to finally see that smile. He stared at the result longer than he should have, then nodded slowly. "It's good news." That was the beginning of something neither of them had words for. The house filled with laughter again. The pregnancy progressed. The same voices that once blamed her now praised God on her behalf. But Chinedu remained distant. Not cruel, not angry, just absent. As if he was physically present, but watching from somewhere far away. And it terrified her. The baby arrived screaming and healthy, a boy. The hospital erupted. Tears, prayers, hugs. The nurse placed the child in Chinedu's arms. Everyone leaned in, watching, waiting. He looked down at his son. His hands trembled, and slowly, he pulled him close. My son. But something in his eyes didn't match the moment. And Amara, even through her exhaustion, even through her relief, saw it. Years passed. Their son grew into a joyful, bright-eyed boy. From the outside, a perfect family. But the past doesn't vanish. It waits. One afternoon, while searching for documents, Amara opened an old file. Medical records. She read casually at first. Then she stopped breathing. Low fertility, near impossible chances. That night, she faced him. You knew? I knew. And you still stayed? I loved you. The silence that followed was the heaviest thing in the room. Then this child, she whispered. I know, he said quietly. Her world came apart. I didn't know, she cried. I swear, I didn't know. And then her mind reached back, past the pregnancy, past the celebration, all the way to that blurry night. The party, the drinks, the darkness, the missing pieces that had never fully come back. Her body began to shake. Something wasn't right that night. I think someone took advantage of me. I didn't know. I swear to you, I didn't know. The room went completely still. Chinedu didn't speak, didn't move, just listened. Then, slowly, he looked toward the room where their son slept. Peaceful, innocent, untouched by any of it. He took a long breath, walked to her, and pulled her into his arms. I stayed before, he said softly. I'm still here. She didn't just cry. She collapsed into him. Not only from guilt, but from the weight of a truth she never chose, a pain she never asked for, a night she couldn't fully remember, but would carry forever. From the other room, their son's laughter floated in, pure and unbothered. And in that moment, Chinedu made the choice that would define everything. Not based on blood, not based on betrayal, not even based on the whole truth, but on love. And so they moved forward, together, quietly. They thought the hardest chapter was behind them. They thought the silence meant safety. They thought it was finally over. They were wrong. Because years later, on an ordinary evening, nothing special about the day, nothing in the air to warn her, Amara's phone lit up. A message. No name. She almost didn't open it. She wishes now she never did. That message is where part 2 begins. If you're not subscribed, do it now. You cannot miss what's coming. And share this, because everyone needs to see how this story ends. The peace they fought for is about to be shattered.